there was a need felt that retail also need a participation from the company like us in the form of secured issue for a shorter duration paper. And so, which is why you see that we are coming out with the multiple options for the investors, both secured as well as longer duration paper. I'll just go through the presentation on the company for the purpose of explaining how the company has fared, what all areas the company is into, which Ajay is anyway briefly touched upon in his opening remarks. So start with, we belong to a group of Mahindra & Mahindra Limited. We are a subsidiary company of Mahindra & Mahindra Limited. And you all know Mahindra & Mahindra is fairly present in the rural and semi-urban market, and they have various other sectors beyond the auto segment. So we belong to the Mahindra & Mahindra group. As far as Mahindra & Mahindra Financial Services Company, we are one of the leading financial services player in the rural and semi-urban market, financing largely automobile and the tractor vertical. But we are getting into other areas like SME and other products also. We have a large distribution of network, close to around 1300 branches across the country, with additional 400 plus smart branches across the country through dealer network. We are also getting into other space like housing finance, mutual fund, the other insurance subsidiary through a broking activity. So we have a subsidiary companies which are into this space. So these are our listed, few listed subsidiary companies. Like I just explained, Mahindra Insurance Broking Limited, where we hold 80%. Mahindra Rural Housing Finance, which is into, again, housing finance activity into the rural deeper pockets of the country, 89% where we hold. And we have also a joint venture in US, which is into tractor financing in that market. And a couple of subsidiary companies, which is into AMC business. Briefly about a shareholding pattern, as I explained, Mahindra Finance is a subsidiary company of Mahindra & Mahindra, and large percentage of shareholding is held by the FI and the DII, and around 8% is held by the domestic retail participants. These are our experienced board of directors. I will not get into the details of explaining each of them. Briefly available for record. It's also available on the website of the company. Coming back to the businesses where we are into various products. As I explained, the large proportion of our business is into vehicle financing, and within vehicle financing, it's almost 90% of the book is automobile, which is into utility vehicle, passenger car, tractors, almost all the four-wheelers, commercial vehicle, LCVs. And we have a small percentage of our balance sheet coming from the pre-owned vehicle. Again, fairly distributed across the product line where we are into in the vehicle financing. We have started about 3 to 4 years back venturing into SME financing. That's another area where we are, again, we started with the sort of low-hanging fruit with our known players whom we are working with, like OEMs, vendors, suppliers of the OEMs. So we fund those activity, and also the rural play where they are the customers of our customers in a way, dairy fellows or the processing unit, food processing unit in those marketplace. And some of the products which we are introducing in the form of personal loan to our existing customer in those market who has a good track record of repayment. And through our subsidiary companies, mutual fund product distribution on the mutual fund for the distribution for the others, as well as through our own AMC, we have started the business of getting the mutual fund. Similarly, we have an insurance product distribution company through our insurance broking arm. As I explained, we have a housing finance subsidiary which is into housing and mortgage business in the rural and semi-urban pockets. Breakdown of the assets what we finance. So if you see, as I explained, 90% of our book comes under the vehicle, that is the four-wheel space, and within that, how it's distributed with the almost all the product lines, starting with the utility vehicles, tractors, cars, more or less in the band of 18 to 20% or thereabout. And pre-owned vehicle is around 8 to 9%, SME is around similar 7-8% of the book. Coming to the liability side, as explained by Mr. Amish here, that we believe in de-risking our strategy from both on the asset as well as the liability side. So within the liability side, we have been regularly borrowing from the wholesale market most of the time. And wholesale market, we have been regularly placing our private placement of NCDs as well as the sourcing from the banking sector in the form of the bank loans as well as the securitization. And we do have a license from the Reserve Bank for public deposit in the form of fixed deposit. We collect regularly fixed deposit. In that direction, to diversify further our sourcing, we started a couple of years back our first issue of retail placement of bond, and in that direction now this is the third issue in the series, and we believe that that's going to be our strategy going forward also. And we believe that we will want to be a regular player of issuing such kind of a bond in the coming years. So if you see breakdown of the our balance sheet on the liability side, there's a fair mix of sourcing, and we continue to believe we will further diversify in that space by accessing this route of retail bond issue. So we have been rated AAA by the CARE, by India Rating, Brickwork, for all our borrowing source, whether be it a bank loan source, be it a NCD source, be it subordinated debt. And we are also rated by CRISIL for our fixed deposit program AAA, and for our long-term rating AA plus by the CRISIL, which is the highest rating in a sense from the by the rating agency. Our strategy for the business continues to remain focused in the rural and semi-urban market. Vehicle financing is our core area, which we have been demonstrated for last 20 plus years in that market, and how we are fared is fairly known to the market, being a listed player. We're listed in this market from 2006 onwards, so fair awareness is there in the marketplace how we have been doing, and our quarterly results are updated on post our performances. We continue to expand our footprint, get deeper into the pockets. We continue to aspire to go more deeper into the market. Through our branch network of 1300 plus branches across the country, we cover almost 300,000 plus villages of this country. And we believe that in the coming couple of years, we will further expand that footprint. We continue to expand our existing relationship with the dealers, with the OEMs, with the market player participant in those marketplace, and diversify our product mix through various OEM products which are getting sold in that market. And as explained, we are now into the housing, we are into the AMC, we are into the Sme Financing, and we are getting into some other products as and when there is a need for those products. We continue to attract decent talent from the marketplace. We recruit locally from the local marketplaces because India has a vast language, and each market requires a specialization of those market areas, and getting into deeper pockets. We need to hire people from the local marketplace, train them, groom them for that market to perform their activities in this market. And all this is also enabled and supported by the Educate technology platform. All our branches are online, real-time connected, and centrally monitored and closely reviewed for the performances of these branches. All our field officers who go and visit the customers, update the customers, or go for even inquiry or collections, has a handle instrument which is GPS connected, which is online, real-time connected to the servers. And we continue to expand and focus on our customer